Well, Kate, now to an update on former President Trump's federal election interference case. Trump's legal team was in court in D.C. today claiming that a gag order is unconstitutional. Meanwhile, the prosecutors in the case argued that the former president is abusing his right to free speech by intimidating witnesses. NBC News Justice and Intelligence correspondent Ken Dilanian joins us now from Washington, D.C. So, Ken, both sides' competing interests were pretty much on full display in court today. Which side appeared to have the edge with the judges who ultimately will issue this ruling?
It's always perilous to interpret these things, Zinkley, but the universal agreement seems to be that based on the questioning and the comments from these three judges, they appear poised to uphold this gag order. It's on hold right now, but they appear poised to reinstate it, but they may well narrow it in some ways because they did appear concerned with some of the free speech First Amendment implications. They want to make sure that Donald Trump has the ability to criticize his political opponents, while at the same time Judge Tanya Chutkan can run a trial that is free from witness tampering and jury tampering. And they grilled the lawyer for former President Trump for 80 minutes to try to get him to describe the limits of his absolutist First Amendment argument, because he came in there saying, look, there can't be a gag order. My client is running for president, and he needs to be able to criticize whoever he wants. Clearly, a criminal defendant is prohibited, for example, from threatening witnesses. So they asked the lawyer, John Sauer, what if Mr. Trump tweeted a threat to a witness, broadcast that nationally, but it was a specific threat? He wouldn't really acknowledge that even that would violate, wasn't protected by the First Amendment. But nonetheless, these judges are expected to rule on this case really in a couple of days to a couple of weeks, and then we'll see whether it goes to the Supreme Court.
And Ken, do you think things would be different in this case in terms of the gag order if Trump was not a presidential candidate?
Well, Trump's lawyer said the answer to that was no. The judges actually tried to pin him down on that. But the practical matter is that political speech by a presidential candidate is the most protected speech under the First Amendment. And that is why this case is such a tough issue, because obviously criminal defendants generally are prohibited from calling the prosecutor a thug and insane, as Donald Trump has done with Jack Smith, and from criticizing the judge and from making veiled threats to witnesses. But in this case, judges are bending over backwards because Donald Trump is running for president, and that absolutely is a factor in this case. How much of a factor it will be ultimately remains to be seen.
Unprecedented times. NBC News Justice and Intelligence correspondent Ken Dilanian, thank you.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.